It is a fiery first 10 days of June. We have a Sagittarius full moon and Venus starts sizzling up in Leo for an extended stay. So make sure to stay all the way through as we bask in this beautiful, radiant leonine energy and embark on this amazing adventure. You are here with Red Pill Astrology, and we're going to give you a little quick hit before we get into all the astrology. Hey, sis.
Hey.
You want to talk about this bad boy right here?
Yes. So in this, we're going to give you the overview. We're going to give you all the good stuff of what's going on from the 1st through the 10th. But if you want daily stuff, if you need us daily, if you need your astrology daily, that is what the daily dose is for. You can either do a month by month subscription or take it all the way for 3 months and you're secure in. Right now we're only at like a 111 for 3 months, or
Yes.
44 for one.
It's 44 per month. Yeah. So you save a little bit of money if you do the 3. We like giving little option. We just talked about this. Options. We love the options.
That's such Gemini energy.
And here we are. The other great thing about the daily dose. So what we do here on Red Pill Astrology Live is we only talk about ingresses, lunations, and anything that is stationing direct or retrograde. So any of those aspects, like what happens when the sun meets up with an aspect to Pluto or Jupiter meets up in an aspect to Venus, you ain't going to get that unless you're in the daily dose. So you definitely want to get in there. And obviously all of that is found down in the description box. And our next look, there it is. We got some merch going on. So you can definitely go to habitualsages.live/merch. And you can see here, we've got the daily dose. We have Red Pill Astrology only. We've got t-shirts. We got mugs. It's time to get it on. Time to get the merch on. So you can go there and it's really great. Ships directly to your house. It goes through Streamlabs. It's awesome. So that can also be found down in the description box. All right. We are here. We've got the 1st through the 10th. And we've got 2 things happening the 1st through the 10th. Obviously, there is multitudes of things happening in the aspect realm, but we have a 6-3 Sagittarius full moon, and then we have a 6-5 Venus finally getting into Leo, and that is a large transit. Yeah, she's just going to be chilling up in there, but we got to get through this bad boy first.
Yeah.
So Sagittarius full moon, do you want to break it down?
Yeah, pull up the chart.
All right, let's
6-3, so June 3rd, depending on where you're at, but 10:41 Central, 8:41 Pacific. I mean, adjust for your location on the planet.
All right, and we want to do text only highlight. What color you want? What are we doing? We're doing a Sag. We're going to do red.
Yeah, I mean, first things first, this lovely grand this cross right in, this square right in the middle is just jumping out. But first, before I go there, because let's give it to you how we should. You know
what?
This isn't accurate. And I know I mailed it, but
1813, 1713. We are an arc degree off.
My apologies.
We're gonna stop sharing that. Yeah. How about while you get that, I'll do the breakdown. I'll start talking about it, and then you can pull it over.
It's so weird.
Look,
Mercury is still in its shadow, and as we are recording this.
Look, I've still got we're just going to do this with the smoky quartz today. So that is actually, I wanted to talk about that because Mercury, this is literally the most post Mercury retrograde that I have ever felt ever. Like he's normally pretty quick with me and like, okay, we're done. We're retrograde, moving on. Yes, there's a shadow phase, but it's not crazy.
Wait, what's really weird is this is 8:41 my time.
Yep. 6-3.
June 3rd.
Yep. 13:18.
What's going on with the world?
Wait, did I
Wait.
get it wrong? 22.
Oh, I got it
23.
wrong. Just kidding.
Okay.
We were right.
And we're back.
Recording the whole time. I love this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna be. Did you
It's the same.
resend it?
No, I don't have to relook at it.
Okay. Oh, did we look at it backwards? Let me go here.
One minute off.
I want to do this into. All right. Let me share screen. Here we go. All right. It's like it's an arc minute off.
Right. It's fine.
Yeah. We can work with this. We're still good. We can work with this for sure.
Sorry, guys.
Let me put this on here. All right. Tell me where you want to go first.
Can we move this red bar?
Which red bar? Oh, yes, we can. There we go. How about that?
Great. Okay, so let's start with the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon are opposing each other 13 degrees.
Let's not do that. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Mercury is still in its shadow as we are recording this, coming out of its retrograde. I think it's on your whatever you're highlighting. Text only. Undo that.
Okay. And then how do I get rid of all of, oh, okay. That was easier than I thought it was going to be. All right, here. Seriously. Look. Okay, I'm good. We're good. We're going to go back here and we're going to go like, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't. Like, this is where we're at.
We have no Gemini placements either.
Oh my God. All right. There. We're just. Maybe it doesn't want the red. Maybe it does want pink. Let's go with it. Oh my, see, look. Okay, we're good. We're happy. Okay, so that was the sun that I just highlighted there. This is the moon. Okay. And this is where the show starts.
1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. All right. So yes, Gemini Sag axis. This is so much fun. This is so much expansion. This is the expansion of the mind, the duality energy as well. This is higher self, higher mind, lower mind. I mean, this is like really you really want to check and see what houses this energy falls in for you. So the 13 minutes, 13 degrees, 18-ish minutes. 18 is the correct one. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, 13, 18 is correct.
What is time?
Yeah, what is an arc minute here or there, really?
Yeah. So really just allow yourself to hone in on what you want to expand. Also, what are you bypassing? This moon moving through Sagittarius energy could show you where you're like hiding behind like spiritual bypassing energy. You're kind of disregarding things. Things are going outside of like, I don't want to deal with that. Well, you're likely going to have something be shown and illuminated in your mental with this axis being a focal point of what's going on. And as we're looking at it, it has, I mean, where do we want to start beyond?
How about the ruler?
Yeah. So
because he is happy at 4-4.
Jupiter is
happy at 4-4.
I mean, foundation. Grow. So if you likely really felt into this last new moon and then the eclipse cycle before, there's this really like beautiful sense of there's been letting a lot of energy and support and letting go so that you can get grounded in. And Jupiter is here like, now let's build. Yes, it's a full moon. Yes, it's a letting go point. But it's the
focus is on the what are we building? You need to let go so that way you can build higher, right? You can build better, bigger.
Yeah. And it's conjunct the North Node at 2-2. I mean. So which is
all of these like the synergy, right?
Yeah, and it finalizing its transit through Taurus. And this is really exciting. This is, I feel like, one of the last major aspects that the North Node has. If I'm not mistaken, maybe when the square of Venus will happen before as well. But like this is big. This is expansion of your destiny. This is expansion of where you're going, where you're headed. Again, that building energy, creation, like download type energy as well, coming in from the mental, from ancestral energy. That could be from your roots, like, so just tapping in. Get outside during this, like, share information, share, like, and then also coming into like what is essential for you, especially with all these other key players in the square that's happening beyond Jupiter and like off of the Jupiter North Node conjunction. That's like what are you rooted in? What are you solid in? How are your values? Have you checked in with those yet?
Yep.
Because that's really going to give you this this really good. I love this. Is working great. This is great.
Yes, it is. Bam. Well,
yeah.
Okay.
So that's square, whatever you're letting go of, like, is some, I'm almost getting the sense of like using what it is that you're letting go of to, like, you're burying it. And it's the foundation of what it is you're building upon. It's not going anywhere, but you're building upon the wisdom that you learned from whatever it is that you have decided and deemed no longer necessary to your journey.
Mm-hmm. And what I love is one of these anchor points, and this is what I wrote down with this moon, was, first off, this moon looks very familiar. We had, and I don't, was it the last full moon, which would have been an eclipse at that point? I think it was, where we had this foundation being built, right? We had another square. And it was this like core foundation. It's like putting your roots down, getting your roots down. It was the Taurus. So it might have been that new moon in Taurus. But
no,
this,
I'm looking at it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Semi. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. There was this start of this like foundation being built, and foundations aren't built overnight, right? Like, even
it was with Mars and this one's with Venus. So yeah.
Yeah. And I love that Venus is the anchor point here. So now we have Jupiter, who is the ruler of this moon, in Taurus, who Venus is the ruler of Taurus. She's in Cancer, finalizing her journey in Cancer, about ready to dip into Leo. And she is the anchor point. And I really felt it that way. Like, she's the one that's holding all of this shit together. Like, okay, I know, like, if you've been working, if you've been in the process of actively letting go, actively healing, actively thriving, actively growing, actively working on your habits, actively getting your values done, doing all of the activity that was needed, it's like Venus is like, I'm fucking ready. I'm good. We're ready here. Let's go. Let's move. I'm ready to get into Leo. I'm ready to do what it is I need to do there, because she has this long journey, and she's got a really important role in Leo right now, especially as everything else kind of turns, changes, moves. We are going to have a lot of significant energy in retrograde. We've got other signs happening, so I just feel like this point of like, get ready.
Yeah, and another reason for that is because we have Mercury conjunct Uranus.
Yes.
I'm going to come back to Venus in a moment, but that just was like, hi, look at me.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget right here. I'm at 19 and 20. We're right here. We're about ready to go.
Yeah. And this is, this is new territory for Uranus as well. So we haven't seen him here yet. We haven't seen what he can do here now that he's in the third decan and moving on and starting to grow into like, oh, look what I created. Look at all this space I've created through all this chaos, perceived chaos. And I feel like Mercury, since Mercury's had he's just moved through in this chart out of his shadow. And so now he's coming up to Uranus like, okay, let's get something moving, especially with all the other mental energy of the axis of Sag and Gemini. Like there's a few conversations that are going to be pivotal. You're like, I feel like they could even make the process a lot easier for you to let go of something, of energies, people, relationships because of this, especially and if it is relationships that are no longer going into existence, it's because they're not coming with you when the nodes shift into Aries and Libra. Like consider this favorable of whatever is not like working out in your perceived desired favor. Perceived is the word today.
Perceived is a beautiful word of the day.
And then I want to go back to Venus for a second.
Yep.
And I love that she's having this conversation with Pluto, who's retrograde, right before she enters in. Like she's providing him support. Yes, it's an opposition, but like it's a conversation. I don't give a fuck what. Wow, that was really strong.
That was very Plutonian of you.
Mm-hmm. I don't like, whatever people say about oppositions, like, but yes, it's a little bit more challenging, but I feel like she's supporting him, but also like checking him too. Like, and she's been checked by Pluto so much in the past 2 years, like year and a half. And
even in her Capricorn retrograde.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that was all checking.
And he's about to go back into Capricorn. And this is like, well, remember what we talked about back there. Like, remember that's something for you guys to look into. That is the end of 2021 into 2022. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is something to look at. Really just kind of look at what you were moving through. And again, in regards to relationship, another reason this axis, Venus opposing Pluto and vice versa, that is going to allow for the support and it being more like ease and grace. You're going to be able to send the text message. You're going to be able to delete the phone number. You're going to be able to delete the text thread. You're going to be able to delete the emails. You're going to be able.
It's the shedding. It's the letting go.
Yeah,
that's big let go.
The ease and grace. It'll happen with just like, oh, this is right. There's not going to be the internal conflict. It's like, it's time. It's more, it's time. And then, and I think it's interesting too, right before she moves into Leo, and it's like, okay. And then also, what do I need to know before I make this journey forward too? Like she's asking him, but more so like, cause he's retrograde. So he's not in his strongest. And so she's like kind of taking the reins.
And then when you talked about that, this is what honed in for me is this Saturn trine the South Node during this, right? I mean, we're within a degree point here. And that's that
within 5.
Yeah.
We keep flipping our eyeballs, the mirrors.
Oh my gosh, 7-2. I'm like, yes.
That's why I was confused about the
transposing. Yes, I get it now. Transposing. But this applied trine here between Saturn and the South Node, as that conversation between Venus, because I just keep like Venus is holding everything together. And like it's almost like, because she is in Cancer, it's like her water is what's giving nutrients and life to all of these other things. And then Saturn and the South Node are sitting out here kind of completely out of this moon, right? Out of Venus, out of this whole kind of conversation. And it's like, I almost feel like they're looking in on this, like eating popcorn. Like, hey, what's happening? What is Pluto doing? Hey, let's do this. It's like they're watching the show. But when people commentate during movies, like you're sitting in the movie theater and the person behind you is like, watch what's going to happen right here.
You know who I actually think is doing that?
Who?
Neptune.
Yeah. And right here with Venus, right? He's got this applied. Yeah. He's got this applied trine right here.
That's a trine. That's
so it's interesting because here's Saturn and then here's the South Node. That both of these are in the sign of Pisces, right? And maybe it's just the Pisces area of our charts right now is giving that commentary. Is kind of like the subtitles on a movie, right? It's that layer underneath that you kind of got to be like tuned in, which is Pisces, right? You got to be able to tune in into that spiritual space to hear those messages that kind of like lifts all of this up.
Yeah, because Neptune's over there supporting Pluto as well. And I feel like, you know, with this, I am getting, you guys download Central, be aware of your dreams during this.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of opportunity for new to come in. You know, use your discernment and who you are around always on full moons and energies like this of just but conversations in this energy leading up to it, they're going to be very telling. And I think they're really going to set the stage because remember the moons have shifted, so we're starting the season with the full moon and then moving later into the new moon. So, you know, this is preparing you for those intentions that you have yet to set. And then also reflecting based on the intentions you already have. Yeah. And then anything else you want to,
Mars has got some things. Mars has got some things going on, but he's like trying to figure out this like breath of fire.
Yeah.
Like I was on Twitter and somebody had tweeted like, I feel like Mars is confused right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't been in a fire sign in a hot minute, like over a year and a half. It might even be, over a year and a half. So this is like new energy. And he just got like literally checked. I felt that super strong, this Pluto checking Mars in this opposition. Like, yo, bro, don't fuck this up. Like, don't fuck this up. Don't go and head back to like old timelines. We don't need none of that shit. So he's still like trying to get it. And I think go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Go for it.
Which also isn't necessarily a bad thing. I feel like it's like a refined Mars. He's like, yes. You know, when we think about that Leo energy, it can just go take off. And like once it gets going and it takes off, it's like you won't be able to reel it back under like perceived control. So I feel like this is him actually coming into a new control of self, of ego, of how he's asserting, how he's taking the stage, you know, like, is that actually what I want? What I would normally do? That play, like, yeah, I know I can play these games, but because especially with like Gemini energy, like playing games is normal.
Yeah, it's like fun. How do I poke the bear and how do I?
Yeah, and I think Mars like not fully taking off is to our benefit.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. The image that I got when I was like looking at this chart and the moon and just kind of feeling into it was because there is a lot of significance with water. I felt the water within this moon, even though it's a Gemini Sag. And that just is really that anchor point with Venus. But I got this image of like a rocking boat, like old time, like the explorers that used to like explore by ship. And the explorer is like in his cabin on a boat and it's just rocking back and forth. And he's writing in his journal about his journey. And it's like, like on this path to explore all of these new worlds. But there needs to be it was like this. And the important part was the writing, like writing as the ship is rocking. Like that was the significant part of the image is don't lose the now, right? Don't lose what you're learning through this journey and through this experience. That's part of it. You don't have to live there. You want to still grow and evolve, but it's also good to like, how are you experiencing this journey? And a lot of that can be done via journaling, can be done via like maybe you're a drawer or some sort of creative means to not just have it in your head, but to allow it to be expressed out. And maybe that could be part of that letting go, right? Let it all out. Let out what you're going through. As all of this shit rocks around, let out what you're going through right now.
I love that.
I love that. That was really good.
Yeah.
Okay. We ready to head? I'm going to stop sharing. We ready to head to this right here, Venus in Leo.
So
I'm so excited. Okay, do you want me to go through like the massive breakdown? Okay. So 6/5, she will ingress into the sign of Leo. 6/19 is when her pre-shadow phase starts. And then on 7/22, she will station retrograde. This is going to be at 28 degrees, 36 minutes. So she's like there. She's moving. She was fiery in Leo. She's going to get there quick and then going to come to like a screeching halt. She is going to go all the way back. I love this number, 12/12. That is where she will station direct on September 3rd, which is another 12, by the way. Yeah, you can't make it up. So there's going to be, when we get to September, we'll talk about it. There's going to be something with the number 12, right? Like we've got to look into that, but that she will station direct. And then on October 7th, she will exit her shadow phase. And the next day she will ingress into Virgo. So that will be October 8th. So she'll be in retrograde for 42 days. That's a 7 or that's a 6. And that's that expansion. I mean, that's the
spiritual expansion.
The spiritual expansion. That's the pop out. That's the understanding. That's the, I mean, what a Jupiterian sort of number.
Yeah.
And Jupiter's just sitting up in her home sign, giving her literally all the nutrients she needs to thrive right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, I feel like it's I mean, watered down in Cancer. But she has, and like, I feel like she gets reignited with like the fun energy from Gemini.
Yeah. It's almost like Gemini, she gets like super social, super active. And then it's like, okay, I'm done with that. I just want to go home for a second. Like I need to get my home on. I need to be cozy and comfy.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, now I can go out again. Now I can go and like take the vacation I want to take. I can, go to the Maldives. I can do all the things and have this wonderful time. During her whole time in Leo, because it's not just about the fact that she has a retrograde in Leo. Like that's a big part of this story, but she will be here from June until October, this beautiful extension of time. And during that time, Mercury is going to be retrograde in Virgo. Chiron will start its retrograde in Aries. So fellow fire. So we've got that sort of thing happening. And then she'll begin applying a square to Uranus.
Yeah.
And that's new. That's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got some fun. We got to get ready for fun for sure.
Right. And then, this is why we've been talking so much about the importance of values.
Yes.
Living within them because of her retrograde as well. And, it's, what do you need? What do you want? What do you desire in your Leo energy of your chart? Mm-hmm. So really taking a look and seeing what that activates for you, what those degree points activate to you. Remember 28 to 12, and really getting clear.
Mm-hmm.
Getting clear.
And
yep.
I was just going to say what's interesting for me is this is my second house. So this is Venus in the second house, in my natal second house, which she rules. That's the Turian house. So I'm really excited. I mean, Venus in Capricorn, that retrograde cycle was a whole moment in time. And there was so many just amazing things that came out of that. I'm super excited to see what comes out of this one.
Yeah, and it can have Mercury retrograde energy to it, as far as bringing back past lovers. Investments you might get maybe another chance. The house that you wanted to like get involved with on the market might like go either way. They do say with Venus retrogrades to not get cosmetic surgeries and things like that if that is in your wheelhouse. Just be aware.
There's
the energy of beauty.
Yep. And we have, so Mars, and when in the chart, so if you go back a little bit in that chart, Mars is already in Leo, and Mars will stick with her until 7/10. So she's got from June to July, I know, where they're going to be making an applied conjunction, but they never really quite officially like meet up.
I was just
What?
confirming that my it's my 7th and 8th house.
Okay, this is gonna be good. Yes, fiery passion, sending you all this way, sending you all the fiery passion vibes
right here. Yeah.
Yes. So Mars will stick with her till 7/10, and this, speaking of fiery passion, this is exactly where I was going. I just saw, have you seen Overboard? Goldie Hawn, of course. I mean, who has, this is like, I love Overboard. Okay, so you remember when she does fall overboard and they're like, Arturo.
Is it Geronimo?
I think it's Arturo.
Yeah, but isn't it? And then doesn't she say Geronimo?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I just heard that scene because that's what this is going to be like, right? Like they can't exactly reach each other. They're almost there. And there's this part about this because Leo can get really frustrated really easily. So don't get frustrated. And here's how I actually heard that was, this is actually all part of it, because I'm getting super goosebumps right now. Mars has to fucking lead. Masculine needs to lead. I get, and I'm all over. I get that Venus, and especially in Leo, the fragility of her ego is there. Pull that shit up by the root and let it the fuck go. Period. Because like Mars has to lead. That's his role. That's his job. Venus can't take that from him. And if she does, we all know what happens. We've all had relationships where that's happened, right? Where it becomes a thing. So if you can get out of that frustration, and it goes back to, again, our values. What have we been working on? All of these things, being prepared to go, whoa, I just got really frustrated. My ego got a little dinged there. And that's okay. Mars is going to take the lead. I'm going to trust him to do what he's doing. I'm going to trust that he's the warrior that he worked through and is now. And, Leo gets raps for being like big and bad, right? Like we can stand on the stage. We can do all the things you can't touch the pride, blah, blah, blah. Like we're all badass or something. We are fucking softies, y'all. Leos are the biggest softies in the zodiac. We're snugglers. We love, that is our gift, is the heart, right? We love. We want to love. We want to be loved. And when that doesn't happen, that's when the claws come out. That's when we get
and the message coming in as well. Like, it's a great time if you're in a relationship. Take your love language test together. Like just kind of see and just make sure that you're on the same page, because there is so much fire here. There is potential for you to not be on the same page and you being on your own and making the assumption that the other person is. So like, come together. This is a mature energy and relationship, the potential for great maturity in this energy, especially since Mars hasn't fully just been how we might have expected Mars to be in Leo. And
exactly.
he's softened through his journey. He's like come to a deeper understanding of what the mental space does, what the heart actually needs, and all of that as he's been working through Cancer. Then moving into Leo, and it is the heart, but it also is the solar plexus. So making sure you're moving your body, making sure you're doing what you need to do to stay physical, to get the energy out, to get the passion out, so that the passion doesn't turn into irregulated temperament, and making sure you're using like Kundalini exercises, breath of fire, pranayama, allow for you to explore, really tapping into how you can get that out, get the extra pent up. It might be pent up energy as well, because could be mismatched connections and things like that, or what have you, or so expect yourself to also have to take your own personal lead while you are allowing, okay, well, I might feel like I need support in this area, but let me see what I can do on my own. And then be like, hey, I tried as much as I could. This is where I got. I actually do need your support, because Mars needs to take the journey. And also, Mars has to take the lead. Venus has to have her own journey to move through Leo. She has to learn what it is to be independent in the pride, to push herself forward, to be like, I need to go hunt on my own. You guys are all sleeping. You guys already ate. I didn't get any part of that fucking last feast. I'm hungry. I'm going to go. I gotta go. And I might got some good kills. I might bring them back. But I mean, I got to go see what I can do on my own. And so it's not only Mars taking the lead, it's Venus working through that self-trust.
And that's the best. I mean, that's the best part, because that is truly where the magic happens, is where, for example, editing. I had to learn all of that shit. Now, my husband knows how to do all of the editing things. So for me, it's a lot about, let me figure out. And then when I get to a point to where I do get frustrated, I am stuck on something. Hey, I need your help now. Hey, I need you. I need this gap being filled. And what you were talking about, Mars, reminded me, I love that you brought up the love languages, because I think Mars is in a position right now to actually understand what a love language is, and to be able to work with it correctly. Which maybe for some of us, we might not have been there before this. And the other thing we can't forget, this is a fixed sign. And Venus is really fucking good at fixed signs. She loves being in some fixed sign energy. She likes to, exactly, calculated, colorful, very compassionate, very attractive and loyal, and all of these things. But you have to let Venus come to her own conclusions in Leo. It's not about again, it goes back to what you just said. You got to do it. Let her do it on her own. Teach her how to fish. Don't keep bringing fish to her.
Yes. And there's a potential for passive aggressive energy.
Yes, there is. I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm just...
so good. So just be aware. Again, ask for the help in the manner that you need it. Not, I wasn't able to do this.
Well, and that's the thing. Actually ask for help. Right there, you didn't even ask for help.
I didn't ask.
Hey, I couldn't figure this out. The fuck do you want me to do with that? You're telling me something. You're not asking me something. Yeah. Ooh, Reba got it. The last thing that I had about Venus and Leo is, who is manipulating, and is it you manipulating yourself? And that's where I feel like this retrogrades. So Leos can be manipulative, and as Venus gets into this, it's like, okay, watch for manipulation, watch how that might show up for you. But then as she goes retrograde, how did you actually manipulate yourself through this last whatever, right? Time frame.
Being passive aggressive is manipulation in and of itself.
I like that. That might be where, that might be it. That might be where we need to end that. All right.
It's always you. The relationships that you are having, you are the common denominator within them.
Yep.
Take personal responsibility and accountability. If you want something to change yourself.
All right. That is exactly where we are going to leave it, because wow, that's going to be the clip. That's going to be the clip. So don't forget, in the description box, you can join the daily dose. Make sure you get in, because you get all of this daily. Woohoo. And yeah, we'll see you the next Red Pill Astrology when we start. Where are we going? Oh, the 11th through the 20th, which is a lot of more Gemini stuff. So we will see you then. Bye, everybody.
Bye.